GTA as a series is what I like to call semi-believable realism. GTA always striked that perfect balance of being fairly down to earth, but also pushing suspension of disbelief. It's not super realistic, but it doesn't jump the shark often either. It tiptoes along this fine line very well. Sure, it can be over the top, but it was believable over the top, most of the time. It's not as wacky as Saints Row, but it's crazier than Mafia, or LA Noire. Now, the vibe has turned into something completely far-fetched and nonsensical. Let's say I'm transporting something important for a mission, and other players decide to attack me. If this was actually GTA, it would turn into an intense firefight using cars, pistols, submachine guns, grenades, stuff like that. Now, you can be assaulted by flying cars with homing missiles, stealth bombers, and orbital cannons from space. It's all over before you even know it. Every new best car or best weapon inevitably gets overshadowed with something even more powerful that gets added. We went from sports cars doing drive-bys being stopped by RPGs to a point where we now have nuclear submarines and plasma rifles. This is not GTA anymore. It's now Saints Row. No hate towards Saints Row, this just isn't the vibe I want or expect from Grand Theft Auto. In the pre-downfall era, the prices actually made sense. Cheap cars were affordable cars, and expensive cars were expensive. Volvo wagon for $9K, Rolls-Royce for $250K, everything is right in the world. Fast forward to today. Honda Accord? $1.4 million. In what world is a BRZ $2 million? Yeah, maybe in the year 5000. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why not just buy the cheaper cars instead? Well, the problem is, they removed over 180 different cars to buy, including these two. These screenshots are old. Now there are almost no cheap cars left. Affordable cars? We can't have that. This is like the video game equivalent of cash for clunkers. Cars are something you should never remove in a game primarily focused on driving. Literally removing auto from Grand Theft Auto. Now that we have established that there is no such thing as affordable cars anymore, except for like 5, you might be asking yourself, how do you make money in this game? You have 3 options. 1. Grind for the next 10 hours of your life, so in other words, play legitimately. This means do the same mission over and over and over again to save enough money to buy a business, with the sole purpose of grinding these other missions over and over and over again. But this time, they earn you marginally more money. The only other way to legitimately make money is heists, which you cannot do on your own. They require a competent group of experienced friends, usually not random people. Heists are just a string of missions that lead to a payout, so at the end of the day, the core gameplay is just grinding the same missions over and over and over again. The second way to make money is if you have access to your parents' credit card. Time is indeed more valuable than money. Why waste your time grinding when you could just use real-life money to skip ahead and save you so much time? I'm kidding, please don't do this. This is Rockstar's preferred method and what the entire game's design philosophy is centered around. You'll notice that everything is extremely expensive. Why, you may ask? To sell you microtransactions, of course. And did you know they have a subscription service now too? We've got to have money. The last way to make money is to wait for a kind hacker to just give you money. This is an actual strategy, but it can take anywhere from a few hours to a few weeks, so I don't entirely recommend it. I respect the hell out of those hackers that just give people free money. You made everyone equal in this playing field, and I salute you. Unlike the millions of malicious other hackers ready to kill you or bully you for no reason whatsoever. Did I mention hacking is a huge problem in this game? Hacking is a huge problem in this game. GTA Online is a textbook example of feature creep. 8 heists, 63 adversary game modes, 12 different businesses you could own with their own respective missions, over 150 contact missions, and countless other activities and miscellaneous game modes like deathmatch. There is so much content, but I'd say about 70% is not even worth playing. Nice shallow but wide puddle, guys. Everyone mostly just sticks to whatever earns them money. GTA Online is now mostly bloated with a few good game modes dotted around sparingly. I will say it is good that there are more businesses now, so the types of grind you do is much more varied than before. Thankfully, Rooftop Rumble is not the only way to play the game anymore. Also, there are now way too many radio stations. I really miss it when Blue Arc was just on the bottom left. Online's writing is okay at best, but it's nowhere near as good as the single player. Rockstar ended up canceling a single player DLC for GTA 5 in favor of more online content, because they've realized how much of a cash cow the online mode truly is. The cancelled DLC would have most likely had much better writing, if the GTA 4 single player DLCs are anything to go by.
Don't judge a book by its cover, father. That's what you taught me.
When a book is called guns, drugs, hookers, and no pants, I think I don't need to read it.
This is also the reason why GTA 5 has been re-released throughout 3 entire console generations. It's much less effort to add a few cars and missions every few months than it is to make an entirely new GTA game. GTA Online is structured in a way that incentivizes people to be toxic to each other. Let's say you buy a business for about $1 million. Now you can transport 20,000 worth of stuff to it over and over and over again, then go on a mission to transport all of it, only to just get killed and lose all of your potential earnings by a hacker or a child on a flying bike with missiles on it. Oh, and you have no way to defend yourself. We like to blame the child, but instead we should be blaming Rockstar for creating this easily exploitable system that incentivizes griefing, and also arming children. Here's a fun fact. You can install missile jammers in certain vehicles, which does have a small chance at deterring some griefers. However, you either need to be subscribed to GTA's subscription service, or you have to buy an agency business, which of course costs millions of dollars. Apparently, you have to be wealthy for a chance to defend yourself. Online was at its very best when either teams of players are at war with each other, or players get together and do car shows and just hang out. If you can get a friend group that does this game has the potential to be awesome. GTA 4 had an online multiplayer too. It was simple but fun. Cops and Robbers was the best game mode, and I loved the server customization. But it did get old pretty fast. 4's online was enjoyable, but it had no progression and little content. The first couple years of GTA Online was a step in the right direction and in most ways was better than 4's online. That's what I like to call the pre-downfall era. A sense of progression and regular content updates are both great tools to keep a long-term player base and prevent the game from getting stale. They succeeded, as GTA Online still has many active players and remains one of the most profitable games ever made. My dream in life is to have as many cars as I can. GTA 5 Online allowed me to fulfill that dream and have fun with friends. That's why I fell in love with it. For the first couple of years, GTA Online was a dream come true, but it slowly started morphing into an unstoppable and gluttonous monster, demanding many hours of grinding, prices always going up, and never leaving you alone. Yeah, that's another issue. Look at how much screen space is taken up by the game just bothering you. Oh, and most of it is just spam trying to get you to buy more things. This just isn't the same game I fell in love with all those years ago. I got out of my relationship with GTA Online permanently sometime around 2019. I still log in once or twice a year just to look at my car collection because I'm still very proud of it. I used to log in, grind, log out almost every single day. Whether it was with friends or not, it did not matter to me. At some point, I stopped and asked myself, was I enjoying my time? Is all of this just sunken cost fallacy? Is the only reason I'm still playing because I already invested so much of my time? That is not a way to live, hence why I stopped. On a positive note, GTA Online has made me much less tolerant to grinding in video games. As I have gotten older, I have less and less free time, so I cherish it much more. This is the same reason I'll never finish RuneScape. So you might be wondering, is there anything to do that is fun? Of course there is. Races and Top Fun are a few great examples. They are amazing with friends, but they earn you almost nothing. Races actually used to earn you quite a bit of money, but Rockstar fixed that by lowering all the winnings. It's a lose-lose situation where fun takes a backseat to earning money. Whenever the community finds a good moneymaker, it will eventually just get nerfed. I'm not talking about glitches or exploits, just easier missions that happen to have a decent payout. The perfect example of this is a single mission called Rooftop Rumble. I spent so many hours doing this mission as a teenager that it imprinted itself in my memory and muscle reflexes forever. Here we have a simple mission with a relatively decent payout, a good starting point to save up for a business. Rockstar noticed this and promptly made the mission harder and reduced the payout. For years, Rockstar and the player base have fought a constant tug of war. People find something profitable, Rockstar nerfs it. No fun allowed, only the endless grind awaits. Let's stop and think for a second. Extremely money hungry, overinflated prices, and an environment where only the rich prosper. Rockstar ended up creating the very system that they themselves used to make fun of. BMW, please do not ever release this. You truly do not understand the amount of hell you will unleash upon this world.